Every time I go by here, I feel like I'm sort of like out of the car of one of the Disney rides or something. Um, it's just so beautiful and magical. Not that Disney is very magical, but it is when you're a little kid. Um, it's beautiful out here. It's very beautiful out here. And it is fall in earnest here at the equinox. Of course, fall began at Lammas, or Lugnasa. I'll attempt that. So I guess I'm talking, even though I was jogging quite happily. But I keep thinking, of course, about everything this week. I'm gonna get off the track. It gets a little bendy up here, and it's not much lead time. It's dangerous walking on the tracks. It really is. There are a lot of hazards all around, and bones, lots of bones, and snakes. I've seen snakes here, spiders, lots of spiders too. But it's very cool. It's very cool. It's adventurous. It makes me feel like a kid. And anything that makes me feel like a kid, in that way of the magical senses of the world, anything that makes me feel like a kid these days is good in my book, and I will continue doing it. You find a lot of metal out here. There's a ton of metal here. So when, if the end of civilization does come to pass, there's a lot to collect, to make other things, perhaps. That's a, it feels like a bad thing to say, but it's really not. Everything comes to an end, and I would be personally quite happy to see the massive waste of our modern society, so-called civilization. Although I don't think I think it's not a true civilization, but I'm sure some anthropologists out there would just argue with me. So I'll just drop it. But I would love to see our society just stripped down to the essentials, so that we could stop and think for a little bit, and start doing some things in a positive way before we continue like creating all the waste and just fucker. God, it's just horrible, like even recycling, which seemed like for a while it was working, but apparently it wasn't. And since I moved out, since I moved out of my house and into apartments, I've witnessed firsthand what is actually put into the recycling stream. People don't understand. Either they don't understand or they're just I hate to say that, you know, but, or they're just like blatantly trying to make it fail. Because, I mean, I use this as an example a few times, you know, so it feels like repetitive to me, but it's really just like it just, um, it, it gives the whole picture, you know, like when I was living in New Paltz, I found an entire, like a half of a cake in one of those plastic grocery store cake tin things, and in the recycling bin. And that just is like the epitome. It takes the cake for just how broken the recycling stream is. And people just either they don't know that they're supposed to clean everything out and remove the labels from things, that they can't recycle certain kinds of plastic. You know, it's maybe questionable that whether you can recycle any plastic. We shouldn't even fucking be making plastic. Oh, here's some graffiti by the local artists as they pass through their teenage years. Maybe later. And then others come and do it again. I think Melanie up there was here in 1987. So that was a long time ago. I was still a teenager in 1987. Anyway, I went on a side rant about recycling because it is just broken and it's just a mess. Humans are just a mess. The amount of garbage that we produce is astounding. Like, it is jaw-dropping. I'm just using all the old phrases. I don't know how to put it. It's just like, what? Really? Do we really need to do this? All of this garbage. Just, is it, because it's not disappearing. It's not disappearing when you throw it in the garbage, you know? Like, and it's like people, either they think that or they just don't want to think about it. It's probably that they just don't want to think about it. But damn, man, it's all going into mountains of garbage. We're covering our entire earth with mountains of garbage that will maybe never go away. So yeah, I would like to see the collapse of this civilization and something new and more positive and more in harmony with all of life here on Earth. And it can happen. It will happen. We can make it happen. Or we could choose not to. But I think that there are more people in this world who are willing to make that shift than counted upon by the mainstream. Well, anyway, it's September 23rd, and I'm going to finish running and go back to Nan and have a great, wonderful autumn day, making passata and being grateful for all the abundance and the beauty in this world. Peace.